So today's lesson target now is I can identify that a present tense verb must agree with the subject. This is a little heavy today, so let's really take a moment and take a deep breath and focus because you can do it, okay? Don't be nervous. First, let's do our daily learning activity. Let's correct the sentences. Again, 4 errors. Pause and see if your answers match mine. So the first thing I see is a salutation. A salutation is Mr., Mrs., Miss. They always have a period at the end. So Mrs. needs a period. Very good. The second thing I see is her name. So her name must be a capital. Now, Mrs. Bear teach her class. It would be teaches. So we need to add a ES. So that's 3. And our last correction is emails. There's no apostrophe on that. It's just an S. There's no possession on the email. It's just emails, plural. Add the S, keep it moving. So Mrs. Bear teaches her class how to use computers. They learns how to send emails. Oh, they learn how to send an email. Come on, guys. Sometimes I'm not going to mention all the mistakes to see if you're paying attention. This counts as 1 error, 2, 3, and 4. Very good. If you didn't get that right for some reason, go back and look at it again because it's going to keep coming back up. Now let's really get into our lesson, okay? A present tense verb must agree with its subject. It has to agree. It has to agree. Present tense, right now, it has to agree. So here are the 4 rules. 4. Add S or ES to most present tense verbs with singular subjects. We talked about that, okay? Singular, add an S or an ES most of the time. Here's where things get a little tricky. Do not add an S or ES to a present tense verb when the subject is plural. So now when we're talking about more than one person or more than one thing, we're not adding anything to it. Leave it alone. It's perfect. Rule number 3. Do not add S or ES when the subject is I or you. So again, these are the bad boys of present tense verbs, okay? Because we're saying, hey, when it's I, it's singular, we need to add an S or an ES. But not when the word is I or you. We'll look at some examples. Just know that when it's singular, yes. Does it say I or you? Yes. Okay, I don't add anything. It's completely perfect. The 4th rule is do not add S or ES after a compound subject. A compound subject is that. When we're pulling something together, you'll probably see the word and. So if Jesse and Joe went to the movies, then we are not going to add an S or an ES to that present tense verb. Let's look at some examples, guys, because that was a lot. Pause, take some notes, and look at me stare like this. Let's see some examples. I put the rules back at the top because that was a lot to remember off the top of your head. I don't even remember it off the top of mine. That's okay. But let's look at the first one. It says the garden club members meet or meets at noon. First thing you should ask yourself, is the subject singular or is the subject plural? What is the subject? The subject is who the sentence is about. Who is this sentence about? This sentence is about the garden club members, okay? So that's more than one. So it's plural. And remember, look at our 4 rules. Which one is talking about plural? It's just this one. So what does it say? We don't do anything. It's perfect. So the garden club members meet at noon. Boom. Plural, plural. Now, let's look at our second example. Lisa gives a report on the flower sale. Is the subject, who this is about, singular or plural? Lisa is singular. She's all by herself. Okay, which rules talk about singular? The first one, we add s or es to most present tense verb in singular subjects. Is it an I or you? No. So we add the s or the es. Let's look at it. Lisa gives a report on the flower sale. Very good. Next example. I tell or tells the club that we made $50. Who is the subject? The subject is I. Remember our rule for I's. We don't do anything. It's perfect. I tell the club that we made $50. Don't need to do anything. And our last example says, Jack and Shonda lead or leads the meeting. Now remember, the last rule says we don't do anything when we have a compound subject. Jack and Shonda is a compound subject. They're together, compound. Okay? So, again, it's perfect. We don't do anything. We leave it alone. So it's Jack and Shonda lead the meeting. Pause for a second. Take some notes because this is a little bit, but practice makes perfect. I know you got to get it. Once you finish taking your notes, good luck on keeping things in present tense verbs. Again, it just takes practice, guys. And I know that you can